It's because of you, Hulk Hogan.
You know, Briscoe, what the Hawk really wants to know, brother, is you're a badass biker, dude. So like all badass bikers, you got an initiation to the club, brother. So tell the Hawk, once and for all, how much piss did you take in your face from the aces and eights, as they sure didn't miss from the look of your face. Hawkamania is flying wild on you, Pisco. Shove it, man.
Hawkamaniacs, it's your favourite time of the month. It's Rinker King time. Our last video ended with the world's most random faction, Magnus, Sonjay Dutt and Steiner, losing in a tag tournament. And their boss threatened to send somebody to help them out, while Steiner begged and pleaded on the phone with his boss not to do it. Well, we find out pretty quickly what this is going to be about. I normally put 4 episodes together, but this one's only going to be 3. If you don't like it, then shut up or I'll smack you one. I'm going to review Impact, but in the same format as this video, where I put a bunch of episodes together. I just don't have time to do a weekly review. The gyms have reopened. I'm sorry. Let's get on down. The little interview man is standing in a road and it sounds deserted. There's no screaming Rinker King fans here. Then an ambulance pulls up and the driver is terrified. Inside you can hear someone screaming and crying. And it's... oh, for God's sake, the idiot Obese has arrived in India. The interviewer asks Sonjay Dutt, what is it? Obese is inside screaming and rocking the ambulance like a complete moron. Damn, I've missed this from my idiot Obese video. It sounds like I'm going to have a lot of new proof about how stupid Obese was. Chris Adonis is out next. He's actually having a match finally. Good, we were all getting tired of the Master Lock challenge. He will be taking on Roscoe Jackson. I don't think this Roscoe guy's won a single match so far. Adonis dominates the match with a spine buster. I'm having trouble buying into Jackson as a good guy, he just seems like a natural heel. Anyway, Adonis' friend Shearer gets involved from the outside, but not the Shearer you're all thinking of. And the distraction allows Adonis to get Jackson in the Master Lock, and he passes out from the pain. I have to say, so far this Shearer guy seems like a complete waste of money. 9 episodes and all he's done is carry Adonis' briefcase around. The world's most random faction are backstage. It looks like they've locked Obese behind a glass door. If he's such a badass, why doesn't he just smash the window down? Alyssa Flash is out next, and she's taking on Raisha Saeed, who is accompanied by the Sheiks. Everyone pointed out in the last 2 videos that I keep getting it wrong about Arya Davari. They are actually second cousins twice removed. Here we have 2 women who were booked appallingly by TNA. Both of them were skilled wrestlers, but you wouldn't have known it from their time in TNA. Alyssa Flash is impressive in this match and hits a top rope dropkick. Raisha Saeed then gets straight back up and hits an Umpredia out of nowhere, with zero help from the Sheiks on the outside. A strangely booked short match. The Sheik people all beat Alyssa Flash down, and the Bollywood Boys run out to make the save along with Mickey James. The Bollywood Boys music is playing. This is a low-key banger, I have to say.
Make some noise for the Desi Boys!
Backstage, the midget is with the Giant and Dr. Nick Dinsmore. Dinsmore says that he has a special magic pill to give the midget, and it will give him the strength of 10 men. Someone certainly took a lot of pills when they came up with this segment. The midget eats the pill and then looks like he's about to do a dump in his nappy. The Authority is backstage talking to Deadly Dander and his security team. No idea what they said. Okay, Nunzio and everyone's favourite Joey Ryan is out next. They will be taking on... oh god, it's that 8-year-old obese Indian boy from the last video. He got beaten up by a homeless man at the end of the last video, but there's no mention of it here. His partner is a man in tight leather clothing with a rose in his mouth. I can't get over this Indian boy, I'm sorry, I know I laugh about him a lot on these videos, but he's just so funny looking. Joey Ryan can't knock him down because he's too fat. Suddenly the midget runs out and he starts running around the ring and doing forward rolls. And then the 8-year-old Indian boy pushes him over. This leather man has a bit of charisma, to be fair. However, he gets isolated and he's screwed because his partner is too fat to get back in the ring. He does make the hot tag eventually, and the Indian boy is really throwing his weight around, and there's a lot of it to throw. He tries to get a sneaky pin, but this is reversed by Joey Ryan, who grabs the ropes and pins him back for the 3. The 2 Authority figures are being interviewed backstage, and they say that there will be a number 1 contendership battle royal. The Magnus, Sonjay and Steiner faction is out next. Yes, finally a Steiner match. It's only been like 5 episodes. It's a 6-man tag match and they will be taking on Chavo Guerrero and Bulldog Hart. I know, Steiner is attacking the audience again. Man, he really hates this crowd. They will be teaming up with the Ring King champion Matt Morgan. Backstage, the cameraman cuts away to show that Obese has escaped from his glass doors. Maybe he finally did punch a hole in them. Back in the ring, Sanjay Dutt is getting killed, so he tags in Steiner. The moment that everyone has been waiting for. The crowd are all taunting Steiner, trying to make him flip out again. Steiner is too distracted and Bulldog Hart gets the better of him. Chavo is then sent over the top rope by Steiner, who follows him to the outside. This crowd looks like it's at boiling point with Steiner. He nearly goes through the fence at one point. Steiner starts chasing off the referee and the crowd are booing so loudly. Someone please tell me why it isn't Steiner the champion. Chavo is completely isolated by the hills and he's getting worked over. All you can hear is Scott Steiner screaming at the crowd. Chavo eventually catches Sanjay Dutt with a dropkick and he's able to make the tag out to Morgan. Bulldog Hart then gets in the ring and Magnus catches him with a low blow and nails him with a Michinoku driver to get the free. Fair play, wasn't expecting Magnus to get the pin. The fight continues after the bell, and then a screaming wolf sound is heard, and Obese appears in the middle of the ring. Obese hits the choke slam on Matt Morgan. He then hits a black hole slam on Chavo Guerrero, and then he gets a second one on Bulldog Hart. Obese then starts charging at the crowd. He also keeps screaming. He sounds like something from a Godzilla movie. It sounds so wacky and cartoonish. Steiner is jealous of the fun that Obese is having and wants to join in, so he goes over to the crowd as well. Steiner then breaks into the seating area. Obese is a complete idiot and Steiner is legit scary. I spoke in the previous video about whether or not the audience were plants, and I have been informed with varying mixed opinions that some of the crowd were paid or all of them were paid. I'm not sure what's true, but I find it hard to believe that every single person in this building was paid. There's loads of them. I know TNA has a poor history of drawing a crowd, but having to pay hundreds of people to turn up seems a bit mad. Anyway, a great episode. On to episode 2. The show starts with Obese rocking backwards and forwards screaming and a wolf sound effect playing. He looks like he's trying to do sit-ups, but he's too fat. Tonight there will be a 12-man battle royal for the #1 contendership for the world title. Can't wait. And Morgan then comes out to hype up the match. Morgan then starts threatening Obese for attacking him on the last show, and then the two meet up in the middle of the ring. They have a brawl in the ring and Matt Morgan ends up getting chokeslammed again. What a world champion we have here. Oh, and then Obese hits him with the black hole slam for good measure. Obese leaves him in the ring, and then suddenly the homeless man appears in the ring, and then he starts beating on Matt Morgan like a coward, and then he celebrates like he did something impressive. Maybe this Matt Morgan world title run in Ring King is evidence as to why TNA never gave him the belt. The Sheiks and Raisha Saeed will be taking on the Bollywood Boys and their banging theme music next. Mickie James will also be teaming up with them in a 6-person matchup, and as usual the crowd loved the Bollywood Boys, but the Sheiks managed to steal the match. I just can't get over how bad Raisha Saeed's gimmick is. It's somehow worse than her time in TNA. She tries to attack Mickie after the match, but the Sheiks drag her away. Mickie gets on the mic and challenges her to a match on the next show. The little interviewer man is backstage with the pointless authority figure when the world's most random faction walk into the office. Magnus says that in a week his boss will be arriving and they threaten him with an ultimatum, but they don't explain what that is. I thought the boss sent Obese to take care of things for him. Oh, for God's sake, the cricket guy is on commentary again. I really hope Obese gives him a black hole slam tonight. It's the Battle Royal next and Magnus is out first. He will be starting against Max B, who is some failed MMA fighter. This guy has done nothing but get beaten down on this show. This seems to basically be a Royal Rumble match with another competitor every 30 seconds, and then the last two will have a one-on-one match. You know, TNA rules. The next competitor is the obese Indian boy. His punches look so bad, and then Magnus boots him square in the head. Hey, that's child abuse, Magnus. Dr. Nick Dinsmore is out next. The commentary team are talking about Max B's boxing skills as Magnus uppercuts him square in the face. Roscoe Jackson is out next, followed by Romeo Raptor, whose theme music cuts out after about 5 seconds. Still no one has been eliminated. Isaiah Cash stomps to the ring next, and he takes everyone out like he's Kane from 1999. He eliminates Romeo Raptor. Isaiah Cash then gets eliminated by Roscoe Jackson, who takes himself out in the process. Chris Adonis is out next, and he works with Dr. Nick Dinsmore, but they still cannot lift up the obese Indian boy. For God's sake, he's about 5'6". The midget and the giant are apparently the next competitors in the match. This giant throws Nick Dinsmore out. Adonis then throws the midget out, who lands on Dinsmore. The giant then eliminates himself for some reason. I guess because he loves the midget so much? Mahabali Veera's music plays, but he's shown beaten up backstage. It's pretty quickly revealed that Obese did the beating. Steiner charges out to the ring now. It's Suplex City for the poor Indian guys. Next up is someone completely new who looks like a caveman with glasses on. This guy is legitimately big. Oh, he's not wearing glasses, he's painted his eyes like some girl on Saturday night. Steiner throws the Indian jobbers out. Then the big dude throws Steiner out. Adonis and Magnus then start working together, but the man who I have nicknamed Hamburglar throws Adonis out. Magnus then hits him with a Michinoku driver and pins him for the 3. That was anticlimactic and sudden. I guess Magnus is the guy now in this group. There were lots of recaps on this episode. Other than the Battle Royal, it wasn't the best. Okay, and now I've saved the best episode for last. It's almost time for the boss to be revealed. The annoying cricket guy comes out because we can't get enough of him on the show every week. No idea what he says. Jazzy Lahoria is then backstage being interviewed, but the world's most random faction walk up to him and say that tonight's the night the boss arrives. Steiner goes nuts and says tonight you better have the right answer. I'm not sure what the question was, Steiner. Abyss then does a fake Godzilla scream. Zima Ion is out next for the first match of the night. We haven't seen him for a few episodes. He will be taking on Pagal Parinda, who is an obvious Hulk Hogan ripoff. At this point it's getting serious. He's even got a hawk screaming at the start of his music. This might be a good match though, and it does start out nicely. This Parinda guy is actually good. I couldn't find out much about him on the internet, but he surely wasn't trained at OVW shortly before the Ring of King shows like much of the other Indian talent. He's way more advanced and athletic than the rest of the guys. Let me know if you know anything about this Hawk imposter's whereabouts, as he's gonna get a lawsuit for gimmick infringement. He put Zima Ion away with a moonsault pretty easily. Sanjay Dutt then comes out looking like he's just walked out of a £10 Sports Direct shopping spree. Sanjay threatens and pushes Parinda, so he eats a couple of drop kicks and then rolls to the outside, only for Parinda to splash on top of him. Outside the arena again and a white SUV has just pulled up. And it's Double J. Congratulations to those of you who guessed the boss right. If there's ever a secret reveal in something involving TNA, just guess Jeff Jarrett. You will be correct at least 80% of the time, and the other 20% of the time it will be Sting. The cricket man is talking about what a successful businessman Jeff Jarrett is. Is he insane? I bet he secretly wants to shake Jarrett's hand. Raisha Saeed is out next. One day I might actually get to watch a match where she isn't gimmicked up and I'll probably enjoy it a lot more. Mickie James is her opponent tonight. They've been pretty much feuding since the start of Ring of King. She brings the Bollywood Boys with her for backup. Mickie almost pins Raisha in the first few seconds. Mickie then tries to hit a hurricanrana from the corner, but Raisha reverses it into a powerbomb. Mickie then gets back on top until the Sheiks interfere, and Raisha almost gets the pin on her at one point. Mickie retaliates by getting revenge and baseball sliding the second cousins twice removed in the face, and then the Bollywood Boys chase them off. Mickie then nails the DDT and pins Raisha for the 3. It was never in doubt really, was it? Next up there's a video package about the world title, but the announcers keep shouting over Matt Morgan's promo. I'm not sure why. He hasn't been a very good world champion really, has he? Jarrett is shown celebrating with his faction backstage. I thought he was annoyed with them. Steiner chases the cameraman off. It's your favourite part of the show next, as the obese Indian boy is out. Have you ever seen such a fat child? He will be teaming up with Romeo Raptor, the leather man, who isn't really that bad. But what contrasting characters these two are. They are facing, yes, Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner is going to destroy this Indian boy because he's fat. The boy knows he's in trouble. He looks terrified. He looks like he needs to go to the dump station ASAP. Steiner threatens to go into the crowd again, but he doesn't follow up on this threat. His partner will be the idiot Abyss. Whatever happens here, we are going to see something beautiful. The match starts and Abyss tries to throw the boy out the ring, but his belly gets stuck on the rope. Steiner is in the ring fighting Romeo and nails him with an overhead belly to belly. Steiner then suplexes him from the top. He's getting destroyed. Abyss and Steiner then swap who they are beating on. Come on Steiner, get him! Steiner puts the recliner on the boy, but he doesn't tap out. Abyss hits Romeo with the black hole slam while this is going on, and pins him for the 3. What a squash match. Steiner then storms into the crowd and climbs up to the upper levels. And the crowd are parting like an ocean. Abyss attacks a referee, and then Steiner slams the referee from the top. Seems a little bit harsh, what did he do wrong? Commissioner Jazzy Lahoria comes out next, and he brings the world's most random faction with him. Jeff Jarrett, who is of course the leader of the faction, says it's time to take Ring of King to the next level. Oh, I've heard that one before. Jarrett then says he's run successful wrestling organisations for 25 years, and he tells Jazzy that he needs to let Jarrett run Ring of King, and tells him to sign it over. Oh, so it's another power struggle storyline then. I know we all love them. Jazzy refuses to do it anyway, so Steiner grabs him and he looks like he's going to pop his head off. Everyone is screaming at Jazzy to sign the contract. What happened to his bodyguard, the Deadly Dander? What's the point in him if he doesn't come out at this point? This literally goes on for 5 minutes, with Jazzy Lahoria hesitating. He suddenly screws up the contract. Jarrett then says sign it or I'll smack you one, and his faction have to hold him back. Jeff then offers to shake Jazzy's hand. He's caused Jazzy to be throttled, strangled and screamed at tonight. Jazzy shakes Jeff's hand like a complete idiot, and then Jarrett turns around and smacks him one. This has literally been going on for 10 minutes now. Where's all the Indian talents? Jazzy then gets smashed with a steel chair, and then he gets choked with the walking stick. People are chucking rubbish in the ring from the crowd now. For some reason the video then goes black and white. Not sure if this was just my end or not. Finally someone comes out to make the save for Jazzy. It's the cricket guy. He does come out with a Deadly Dander though, but all they do is stare Jeff's faction down. Jeff, please hit the cricket guy, please, I'm begging you. It doesn't happen though, and then the episode ends. Best episode of Ring King to date. As you can tell, due to the length of this video, there's a lot more happening on these shows now. On the next episode we'll be watching Magnus challenge Morgan for the title, but I've gone on long enough here, so we'll save that for next week. And if you don't like it, then shove it.